Our Excursion by Kate Walker. Last Thursday, our teacher, Mrs. Mobbs, took Class 2M on an excursion to see the park, a building site, an old tram, and the art gallery. Jason's dog wanted to come too, but Mrs. Mobbs said, "No dogs allowed." We walked to Jason's house, where Mrs. Mobbs locked his dog in the yard. We crossed a busy road, so did Jason's dog. In the park, Mrs. Mobbs showed us a special tree planted by the Queen. She must have been a very short queen. Also in the park we saw pigeons, people sleeping, rude statues, and a fountain. In the fountain, Kylie found 20 cents, Roberto found 50 cents, Nigel lost his shoes and socks, Eric lost his clipboard, and Carmel found a turtle. As we crossed another busy road, Carmel dropped her lunchbox. It got run over by 2 trucks, 5 cars, and a boy on rollerblades. Carmel cried. Mrs. Mobbs gave Carmel her lunch, a sardine sandwich. Carmel cried again. She didn't like sardines. Roberto said he'd give Carmel his lunch if she'd give him the turtle. We arrived at the building site, but we weren't allowed to build anything. We saw a very interesting hole in the ground and interesting toilets. Nigel went to one toilet, Jody went to the other toilet, Jason's dog went on the ground, and Anne stepped in it. Next we went on a ride on the old tram. Some children sat in the front with Mrs. Mobbs. I sat in the back with Chinua, and we saw Kylie throw Nigel's hat out the window. Miss Mobbs ran back to get it, and the tram left without her. Some children rushed to the back, while the rest climbed on seats, swung on the bars, and played with the stop button. At the next stop, the tram driver made us all get off. "I'm going to tell your teacher," she said. Kylie said, "Let's get out of here," and we all ran. Then it was lunchtime and we sat down to eat. Jane ate Anne's lunch, Dennis ate Jody's lunch, Roberto swapped his lunch for the turtle and the sardine sandwich, and Eric fed the pigeons. A man selling ice creams asked if we would like some. We said yes. Roberto said yes twice. The ice cream man said, $9, please. Who's going to pay? Kylie looked at Chinwee. Chinwee looked at Nigel. Nigel looked at the ice cream man and said, "Our teacher." Roberto felt seasick from eating the sardines. "Quick, into the toilets," said Jody. The toilets were very smelly. Only Jason's dog went in. A lady told us there were nice toilets at the art gallery. But the art gallery man wouldn't let us in unless we gave him our bags. And we all said no. Back in the park, we found a toilet that didn't smell and a bigger tree planted by a really tall queen. Kylie and Sam climbed it, and we saw Kylie's underpants. Then it started to rain, so to keep dry, we stood under the fountain. All of us but Kylie and Sam, they were stuck in the tree. The rain stopped. It was getting late, so we hurried back to school without Kylie and Sam. We filled in the big activity sheets Miss Mobbs had left on the wall. Then we sat at our desks, and Nigel said if he went home without his shoes and socks, he'd get into trouble. Roberto said the headmaster would be cranky with us for losing our teacher, and Carmel said the police would put us in jail for not paying the ice cream man. Then suddenly Miss Mobbs appeared in the doorway. With 4 lunchboxes, 3 shoes, 1 clipboard, 1 jacket, 2 hats, 1 backpack, Kylie and Sam, and her friend the ice cream man. "Wow, what an excursion," Miss Mobbs said. "It was great," said Nigel. "We loved loved it, said Carmel. So did the turtle, said Roberto. Then the last bell rang and we all went home. It was our best excursion ever. We hope Ms. Mobbs takes us on another one soon.